Yeah, yesterday was Halloween. I remember back as a kid, we'd get all of our costumes on. I remember one year me and my friends went as Kiss. One of his sisters put the makeup on us and we all went out trick-or-treating. That would have been back in the 70s, probably about 70, that would have been 76 or 75. That's about when Kiss was popular. Yep. But we didn't have our parents escorting us house to house. You know, the side of town I lived on was very safe. And we would just, we were told to be back at a certain time, and that's when we got back. And you'd get home and pour all the candy out on the floor, and your parents would go through it. Mom and Dad would go through that candy, and Dad would say, there's something wrong with this one. Yep. And then you'd go through your candy and pick out the nasty ones and try to trade them off to your brothers or whatever, because, the ones that were gross, like the the peanuts, those things, the orange peanut things, those are gross. Oh, they were gross. I didn't like licorice either. Anything that had to do with licorice or those, I didn't like. My brother liked them. And he didn't like candy corns, so I'd get the candy corns. I'd like those little things. You could put them right here and have teeth. Yeah, I could use them right now. And that's how it used to be. And then as the years grew on, you would see parents walking with their kids. Maybe one parent, maybe both parents, and they would wait at the sidewalk, and the kid would go up to the house and go, twinkle, tweet. Twinkle, tweet. And they'd get their candy and go to the next house. And then I just seen a video of what they do now. Yeah, this happened in Washington, D.C., where hundreds of teens went nuts. Some of them got arrested, had guns, they had marijuana, they had all this stuff. That is the direct result of single-parent homes. Guarantee you. This is the direct result of having 5 to 8 kids so you can get a bigger EBT check. You obviously cannot keep control of your children. This is what we face today. You have single mothers having so many kids, to get the extra money on the check. Yes, you see videos like that all the time now. They are out there. They are exposed. Whether or not they are true, which I know a lot of them are true, because I've been saying it for years. They're having extra kids, so they get an extra allotment on their cards. They're called welfare queens, and they've been around a long time. But discipline has left the home, and when you don't have 2 parents in a home, how are you going to keep control over what all of your 8 kids are doing? You can't. Boys grow up to be bigger than the mothers. Boys they're allowed to do whatever they want, and the girls. So what you have now, and crime is increasing, you have all this lawlessness. That I would guarantee you, if you did a survey, if you did a study on this, you would find probably 90% of these kids that are getting into trouble come from a single parent home. I know I'm telling the truth here. It's just the way you see it. You don't see this in areas that, you just don't see this. You see it more now. I mean, that's a given. But you see it more in these big cities. It's crazy. I couldn't believe what I seen. I mean, I say I couldn't believe it. I believe anything now that I see. It's crazy. I mean, it got so bad they had to have the National Guard brought in. Yep. And everybody's running around with a damn hoodie and a mask on. They need to outlaw hoodies. You got to be 40 years old in order to buy a hoodie. Yep. Because they all got them. They all got them. All these kids got these hoodies. And now they're all wearing masks. Who would want to wear a mask? I didn't want to wear one when we were supposed to wear them. But that's the new thing, and nobody says anything. It's like, it's common. I watched this one YouTube channel where he owns a convenience store and he pranks them. He tries to get them riled up, and everyone that comes in has a mask. So they don't get identified because they are criminals. That is exactly what's going on. And where they have the hoodie pulled on with the mask on, all you can see is some eyeballs. If you are an honest citizen, why would you have to wear something like that? But that is, and this is in Chicago. Chicago is terrible. A lot of these cities like that. But the world has come to, I do believe that is a big part of the problem, is you have all these single mothers. It's rarely single fathers, okay? You don't hear that from single father families. A man ain't gonna put up with that crap. Most of us won't. But when you have 8 kids that you're feeding, and you're having, and a lot of them get on there and admit, I've seen the videos, they admit they keep having the kids with 8 different guys, 7 different guys, so they can get more. And their nails are all done perfectly. They all got that nose ring too. Oh, that is the grossest thing a woman can wear, is that nose ring that goes right through here. Got their hair done. Some of them even make these videos in the hair salons, telling how they better get their EBTs. I don't even know what's going on with that. If they approve that, I know 2 federal judges says they're going to have to fund it. When did this country start being run by judges? It's like everything that the government does now, some federal judge makes a ruling. I never knew that was a thing. It never used to be a thing. You never heard of nothing like that. You mean to tell me a low-level federal judge can order the president to do something? Well, there's something wrong with that. Because I thought you became president, you're pretty much in charge of the country. You don't even hear about Congress making decisions anymore. No, it's these federal judges. They're going to decide what's going on. Everything that they want to do, and this goes to Democrat and Republican. It happened both parties. If a Republican or a Democrat president wanted to do this, well, they'd sue them. They'd go to court, and a federal judge would have to rule on it. And now it's going on with a Republican president. I'm 59 years old. One guy on here says, you've been 59 for 2 years. I'm going to be 59 5 years from now, too. To that guy that said that in the comments. But in all my years, through the Reagans, the Bushes, the Clintons, I don't ever recall hearing about a federal judge said this, and the president, he's ordering the president to do this. Why don't these federal judges order these mothers to keep their kids in line? Why don't these federal judges do something? If they have that much power, why don't they do something good with it? Because they're not. Because they are leaning on one particular political party, and if that is against the president, that's why they're making this ruling. That's all I can figure. I never heard of this judge crap, and it's everything that's being done now some judge comes out of the woodwork in a different state. These were 2 judges from 2 different states that are ordering the president to fund EBT so that these kids got a lot of energy, can eat and have a lot of energy to go invade these parks and harass people and break and destroy property, break into cars, steal cars, shoot at each other. These judges. There needs to be a major overhaul on how this country is run. I don't know what that would be, what that would entail, but it's broken, and it's broken bad. The families are broken. The cities are broken. Everything is broken. I don't know what could be fixed. And it isn't just the United States. Look at the UK, look at London, all the crap that they've allowed. They're no better. They are no better over there than what's going on over here. The wokeness has destroyed these places. Well, what does woke mean? Woke means you're a pansy. Means you're a sissy. Woke, that's everything that I see that they call as woke, a sissy would do. A pansy, a weak person. That is wokeness. Wokeness equals weak. Yep. I have no wokeness out here in my little area. There's just none of it. We don't allow wokeness, weak people. This ain't gonna happen. But, you know, some of the things that are going on, trying to clean up the drug situation, I'm all for that. Hey, you go into Venezuela and blow the crap out of that. Those drug cartels, do the same thing in Mexico. If it's coming in, get rid of it. That is where you start. You don't do this just say no crap. Okay, that didn't work. Just say no. None of that works. You have to, if you want to fix a problem in this country, you have to be hard. Okay, you have to attack something, and I mean attack it head on. You can't be woke. You can't be a sissy. A lot of these blue cities are sissy cities. Fighting in Congress so they have funding. I don't get this part either, okay? The whole reason the government is shut down is because they want health care for illegal aliens. Yes, I said illegal aliens. That is people that ran into our country. They are criminals, but they want medical health care for them. Why? We're getting them out of here. There isn't going to be any to get health care. And that's the problem. They want to keep these people here because these people will vote for them. Yeah. I'll probably lose some subscribers on this video. I do almost every video, but then some make it. I don't care. But I know there's a good part of you out there that agree with me. We have to, and if we got to use the military, the entire military, to get these cities under control and get these woke people out of here, or at least silenced. You know, you have a right to your opinion. If you got woke ideas, you have a right to that. I understand that. But they don't work. None of these woke policies, this woke thinking, having guys play on girls' teams, none of that works. And most of the Americans do not want that. And the majority has already said they don't want that. They said that the last election. So it will be a fight, but it's a fight that, you know, they're not going to win. Thanks for watching. Happy trails.